Hi everyone, this is Dale C. Washington of Greater Works, Prophetic Ministry, and Raw. It is shortly after 12 midnight. A few minutes ago it was Saturday. Now it is Sunday morning, March 7th of 2021. And I like to share two prophetic dreams with you all that I received from the Lord. I received the first one on February 22nd. That would have been a Monday morning, and that's 2021. And I received the second dream from the Lord on the following morning, which would have been Tuesday, February 23rd of 2021. The title is Captured. Bow, Meow. If I had a subtitle for this message, it would be The Cat with 11 Lives. And we know that a cat with 9 lives is a cat that's hard to kill. So I'm going to be talking about a cat with 11 lives. Now, this morning or tonight, I am going to share two dreams along with the interpretation. And I'm mostly going to be sharing the interpretation of the first dream that I received from the Lord. I'm not going to have time to share the full interpretation of the second dream because I have so many details to share with you all that I received from the Lord about this. So I will share the full interpretation of the second dream at another time. I also want you to know that a lot of the interpretation of the second dream is tied up in the interpretation of the first dream. Okay? So, if you hear me talking a little bit, sounding a little bit funny, it's because I'm a little bit sleepy. Okay? All right. So, again, the title is Captured. Bow, Meow. So, the scene or the setting for this dream, it appeared to be in the area of my room that I sectioned off for office space, where my desk and my computer is at. All right? Now, the first scene of this dream, and I think this dream has 4 different scenes. I saw a cat sitting in a pot of hot water, and the water may have been boiling, but I know the water was just extremely, extremely hot. There were franks cooking in the same pot that I saw the cat sitting in. I could tell that the franks had been cooking for a long time in the pot because the franks were all broken up into pieces. It seemed as if the cat had been in the pot for the same length of time that the franks had been in the pot. After waking up, I couldn't really remember the color of the cat, but I knew that it was a plain color. It seemed to have been a one color cat. The color gray kept coming to me. And once the Lord started opening up the dream to me, I kept seeing the color gray. So then I came to the conclusion, it was definitely a gray cat in my dream. So I'm standing there in my dream looking at this cat in disbelief as he sits in this extremely hot pot. And his demeanor was very cool and calm. Okay, y'all remember those 2 words, cool and calm. So I'm standing there looking at this cat and I'm thinking to myself that he should be cooking or he should be jumping out. Well, he definitely wasn't cooking because he was sitting there looking like a cool king. He was sitting in a hot pot looking like a cool king cat. So next, as I'm still standing there looking at this cat in amazement, the cat started holding his head down in the pot and then lifting his head back up again. I saw the cat do this about 3 times. So I wasn't sure why the cat kept putting his head down in the pot, but I began to think that he must have been trying to eat the franks that were in the pot because the franks were floating all around him. Okay, now when I get to the interpretation of this dream, keep in mind that the broken franks that are in the pot with the cat have more than one meaning or interpretation. As the cat kept putting his head down in the pot, it didn't really come to me that the cat might have been drinking, or it didn't come to me that he may have been trying to drink the water in the pot. I don't think that that was what he was trying to do. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. And so my first thoughts were that, these thoughts were in the forefront of my mind in the dream, and even when I first woke up, that he was probably trying to eat the franks in the pot. Now, the second scene of this dream. Now, I'm not sure that I have the exact order of the scenes as they took place, but because once I woke up, I was like having trouble thinking, now what part did I see first? But I'm almost sure I have it right, okay, as far as the order. All right, now, I saw, this is the second scene, I saw someone named Willie sitting on top of something. It seems like whatever he was sitting on top of was in the same exact area where I saw the cat sitting in the pot. And that would be in the area of my room where my little office space is set up at. Then I saw a girl who appeared to be a child. She was leaning on something. It appeared that she was standing next to Willie, so it seemed as if she was leaning on the same thing that Willie was sitting on. In the dream, the girl symbolized something concerning my daughter, but she didn't look anything like my daughter. So the thing that this girl symbolized was a color, and I'm going to get into more about that color in the interpretation of this dream in a few minutes. Next, I grabbed the girl's face. My hands were under her chin, and I looked at her and said, "It looks like your face is breaking out again." Next, I grabbed the girl by her shoulders, and I moved her over and away from the spot where she had been leaning on something. Once I moved her over from where she was, I then saw that she was standing by a rag in a pot. A rag in a pot. It was a dark colored rag. I think that this pot had water in it, but if it did, it didn't seem that it was hot water that was in that pot. Okay? And that's the pot that had the rag in it. When I woke up from the dream, I understood that the girl in my dream had something to do with the rag in the pot. Okay, the third scene. I remember walking down some stairs and I was naked. Okay, I'm not trying to be inappropriate. This was part of the dream, so I'm going to explain a few things about nakedness and nudity in a dream when I give the interpretation of this dream. Okay, so everybody please calm down. Fourth scene. I was downstairs in the living room and I was walking as if I was about to go back up the stairs. And I began to call out, "Willie!" And that is the end of the first dream. So, when I first woke up from the dream, the pot that the cat was sitting in kept reminding me of my slow cooker crock pot. That was what I kept visualizing as the type of pot that I had seen in my dream. So I'll discuss the symbolic meaning of the slow cooker and the crock pot a little bit later when I get into the interpretation. So, and when I woke up, I was like, I have no idea what is going on, but I know something is going on. But I just can't deal with this one. I just can't. I don't know. I was saying to myself, I was like, I don't know what this is, and I can't even begin to figure this out. I was like, what in the world? Once I made the decision to not look into this dream, on the following morning of February 23rd is when God sent me the second dream about a cat. In the following days, especially after the second cat dream, this dream kept nagging at me. I tried to turn a blind eye to it, but it would not leave me. I tried not to do this, and God would not leave me alone. Okay, He sent me 2 dreams about a cat. At one point, I thought to myself, this isn't about witchcraft, is it? Being that being that there was a cat sitting in a pot of hot water. It was like something about it was, making me wonder, is this about witchcraft? Because you would expect, it seems like you've heard or seen in movies something about witches and cats. I don't know. Okay, second dream. The second dream. This was sent to me by the Lord Tuesday morning, February 23rd, 2021. The setting for this dream is in my living room. The first scene of the dream, I saw a cat stretched out on the floor, kind of moving around a little bit. I immediately called out to my daughter, and I called her name and I said to her, "This cat is hungry." Okay, so with that statement alone, there are multiple meanings, and I'll get into that another time. I'll get into that when I come back and share the full interpretation of this dream, okay? But I'm not going to get into all of that tonight. So it seems as if the cat had gotten into something of mine. Next, I either tried to move the cat away from something, or I tried to get something from the cat. I didn't remember that part clearly. I couldn't remember all of, what exactly I was trying to, if I was trying to move the cat or take something from him. So immediately after that, I am standing inside of a room inside a room. Okay, a room inside a room. In other words, there is now a room inside of my living room. This room appeared like some sort of enclosure inside of my living room, and that's kind of hard to explain. This room reminds me of the waiting room area at a doctor's office, and that particular waiting room was for the non-sick people. That was for the room if you were just going to get a physical or a little checkup, but you weren't sick. So that's what the room inside my living room reminded me of. Anyway, I'm standing in this room. I'm standing in front of the cat, and the cat is holding something in his hands, and he's eating something that looks like candy. As the cat is eating something that looks like candy, he's kind of pleading with me, saying, now this is, I'm telling y'all, in the dream the cat was talking. So he was pleading with me saying, "Can I just have these? Can I just have these? Can I have these?" Okay, now the second scene. I went upstairs and 2 of my family members were in my bedroom. It was an adult and it was a child. I was telling them what the cat had just said to me, but I was mostly talking to my adult family member. So I was telling them that the cat has said to me, "Can I have these? Can I have these? Can I just have these?" My adult family member gave me a certain look as if what I was telling her could not be real because it was a cat. She gave me a skeptical look, and she had an expression of disbelief as if she was thinking, "A cat was talking to you? There's no way a cat said that to you. There's no way a cat was talking to you." Now, this was what her expression was saying. I never heard this family member speak a word in the dream, but God revealed to me exactly what her expressions were saying. This family member's expressions were also saying to me, you need to identify that cat. You need to go and find out who that cat is. In other words, I needed to find out from God who the cat in my dream represented. And I did. I did find out. Now, that is the end of the second dream. And I just want to mention very briefly, because I'm going to also come back and share this at another time. And back in 2018, the Lord gave my daughter a prophetic dream about tigers and stalking. It was a stalking tiger. And some of that dream, some of what I'm sharing with you all now reminded me of the dream that the Lord gave my daughter back in 2018. And as a matter of fact, some of the people in my daughter's dream from 2018 are in these two dreams that I'm sharing with you all. So I hadn't gotten a chance to share that either. All right, so now I'm going to get into the interpretation of the first dream. Let's see what picture I'm at. Okay, now I'm going to give you the interpretation of the cat sitting in a hot pot. Cat sitting in a hot pot. Someone put him in this spot. This cat was worth a lot, so they put him in a dark and deadly plot. Now the master of the plot once said to the cat in the pot, "Bow, meow." Obviously, he did not bow, because this cat was in trouble. They wanted this cat dead on the double. They said, "Find a way to make him go faster. A little delay will lead to disaster. We'll lead the way, and before you know it, this cat is captured." Yes, this cat was captured, though not as easy as they thought. Cat was sitting straight up in a pot, looking like a cool king cat caught. And the master of the plot said to the cat that was caught, "Bow, meow." Okay, so that's how it started. Now next, I'm going to discuss the interpretation for the broken pieces of francs in the pot. The broken pieces of francs represented the broken pieces of this cat's life. I'm going to tell you about the broken pieces, okay, of this cat's life. First of all, a broke back. He may have also broken rank in some way or in some area. He was a cat who drank. Broke bank. That's the next thing. I don't know a lot about it other than what, the Lord is putting in my spirit through the interpretation of the dream. I'm not saying that he's penniless, but let's talk about the broke bank, meaning someone is taking his money. So in that respect, that's what I'm saying. Either someone has been draining or is in the process of draining his bank accounts, slowly wiping him out. Okay? Someone has been trying to break his mind and drain his brain. I think that this includes getting all of his personal information that they need once he's gone. This cat supposedly had no memory of what happened to him. Broken pieces of the franc is also symbolic of fractured ankles and broken bones. The broken pieces of francs in the pot also resemble broken, soft tissue, as you guys can see that. Okay? Broken pieces of the franc. The francs and the cat had been cooking in the slow cooker for a long time. Whenever things cook or boil for a long time, they begin to break up, depending upon what it is. But a lot of things will begin to break up, okay? It begins to fall apart, just like the Franks and this cat. Now, what does all of this mean? Someone has been slowly trying to destroy this cat for a long time. He's sitting in a hot pot. He's caught up in a dangerous plot. He's in trouble. Over the years, they have been slowly and steadily ruining this cat's life. And they know how to stay off radar and go undetected as they destroy lives and smile for the camera at the same time. What's being done to this cat is a covert operation. The cat in the slow cooker means that they're slowly and quietly taking him down. They're methodically setting him up. They're slowly cooking this cat and slowly draining the life and resources out of him. That's the slow cooker method. Okay, we're going to talk about the oceanfront resort. Okay? Now, the entire location of the hotel and the resort and the reason for Tiger being there was all a setup. It was all a part of the plot of how to catch a tiger. That event was the luring of a tiger in just the right spot. In the doped up state in which Tiger was in, they were sure that even the route he took would do him in. A dangerous location, a slippery slope for the goat. Location is everything when you're trying to trap a tiger. The cat in the pot is sitting up because he was set up. This is the enemy's plot. This is his plan, and this is his game. They're trying to slowly drive this cat insane, destroying his legacy and his name. They're trying to push him to uno overdose tres. But he's hard to kill, because this is the cat with 9/11 lives. Now, the gray cat, that is symbolic of and that represents the person who was driving a gray car when it crashed. All right? That's what the gray cat symbolizes. This cat is a tiger. He's the cat with 9/11 lives. Now I know why Obama released a tweet saying, if we've learned anything over the years, it's to never count Tiger out. What a sweet, cryptic tweet. And so, the captor of the cat said, man, you know you've been trapped. Bow, meow. Bow, man. At first, I wondered if someone ran Tiger off the road. I wondered about that. Now, I didn't say that that was a fact. I didn't say God said that. I said I wondered about that. The gray SUV that was driving just ahead of Tiger looked suspicious to me. It looked suspicious to me. Now, that's the car that Tiger was driving right there. Was Tiger following behind someone? Was he following because someone they were supposed to be all headed the same place? Was someone escorting Tiger to his appointment so they would have to be leading the way? I heard a report where someone had asked a question and they said, why didn't Tiger have a driver? Well, he wasn't supposed to have a driver. This was all a part of the plan. Everyone involved knew what Tiger had in his system. They knew he was driving high. I don't care what kind of toxicology report they bring back. I don't care what they say. The plan was to make sure that he was high or drugged when he got behind the wheel of that car. It was time for a morning sacrifice, and a goat had to die. They needed the blood of a goat for their sick sacrifice. They got their bloodshed, but the goat ain't dead. Red for bloodshed. Red shirts in honor of a half-baked sacrifice. Now, I'm going to talk about the cool and calm demeanor of the cat in the trap. All right? The cool and calm demeanor of the cat in my dream, as he sat in a pot of boiling or simmering water or scalding water. This told me that he was not feeling any pain. His facial expressions were too calm and plain for him to be in pain. This cat's whole demeanor told me that he didn't feel a thing. It was as if he was sitting in a pot of cold water. Okay? Now, the cat, I was so amazed that I was able to find that picture. I didn't think I was going to be able to find a picture that matched what I saw in this dream. But that is how the cat looked in my dream. His coat may have been more of a plain gray, but this is how the cat looked. And this is the pot the cat was sitting in. Okay? So it is possible that the cat's legs were numb. Maybe there's a certain drug in his system that numbed or deadened the nerves and the muscles in his legs. Okay, more interpretation. This cat should be cooking or he should be jumping out. Remember, that's what I was thinking. That is what I was saying in my mind as I stood there looking at this cat. I was very amazed and puzzled at what I was seeing and witnessing, as I was trying to figure out why this cat was just sitting there in the hot pot of water and not he wasn't jumping out. I was puzzled. The Lord flashed Whitney Houston before me and what had happened to her. Just as I'm sitting there trying to figure out this cat, why is he sitting there calm? Like he don't feel anything. And that's when I was trying to figure this whole thing out, and the Lord flashed Whitney Houston before me. When the goat crew moved Whitney from the bed and put her in a tub of hot scalding water, Whitney still had life left in her. So I did a message and a video about that. It was 3 hours long. And the reason it was 3 hours long was because I was trying to get out all the information and the details that God had showed me. Then I had a bunch of pictures, and I was, trying to, I was new to using the pictures, and it was taking me a long time. I was new to trying to click through all the pictures and stuff. It was just, and I intended to get back and follow up with that and show you all more dreams the Lord gave me. After that one, there were a few more. I didn't really discuss the bathroom scene a lot with the first video I did about her. So I didn't get a chance to get back, and it is so much information, so many details. Okay, so when I tell you guys these things, I'm not pulling this off of the top of my head, and I'm not going by what other people are saying. These are dreams and visions the Lord gave to me with the interpretation, okay? Some things are shown to me in a lot of symbols, and there are some things that God shows to me in these dreams that are very plain, and they don't need a lot of interpretation. But a lot of dreams that God gives me I do have to seek him for the full interpretation. Okay, so back to Whitney. Now, so when they put her, Whitney was drugged. Now, but when they put her in the bathtub, she still has some life left in her. Whitney could not jump out of the hot tub, just like this cat couldn't jump out of the hot pot. They had pumped Whitney's body with drugs until she probably couldn't feel what she was sitting in. Just like this cat in my dream didn't seem to feel any pain. All right? Cooking cats and cooking people. These are the sick rituals of witches. If some of y'all only knew the evil that walks among you, you would cry out to God on a daily. Whitney was found in a tub of extremely hot water, temperatures near boiling. The water was so hot that autopsy reports showed that Whitney Houston had skin slippage from the scalding hot water in the bathtub. A report stated that Whitney's bath water was still warm at 93.5 Fahrenheit 6 hours after she died. And now I'm standing here in my dream seeing Tiger sitting in a pot of extremely hot water. So at this point, what am I seeing for Tiger? What I'm seeing for him is figurative at this point, and is symbolic of someone who is in a lot of trouble, someone who is in a lot of hot water. Tiger is in a lot of danger. That's what I am figuratively seeing for him, as seeing him sit in this pot cooking. Okay? Now, there goes, when I say, he's in a lot of trouble. And so this is all part of a plot, okay? The same thing that was happening, to Whitney is happening to Tiger. Okay? Tiger is being drugged. And by the way, Whitney's legs and body was also being attacked. Whitney's legs were being injected with something. Okay? She was seen with blood dripping down her legs right before her passing. There were needle marks in her legs. They tried to circulate that she had scratches on her legs because of some pushing and arguing that her and another girl got into, supposedly over Ray J. And that's a lie. The whole incident was staged. Now that's what the Lord showed me. Quite a few things that transpired with Whitney days following up to her death was staged. Now, this cat should be cooking, more interpretation. This cat should be cooking or he should be jumping out. Meaning that he should be done. That's what that means. This cat should be dead, but he's not. 'Cause he's sitting there looking like a cool king cat caught. The people who are trying to destroy him have been cooking this cat for a long time. He should be done by now. He should be dead. They really thought they had him this time. God wants y'all to know that he sees y'all. If those who are involved with this evil plot should ever come across this video, God wants you to know that he sees and he knows. If any of the GOAT crew should ever visit or view this video, God sees you. So you need to make up your mind to repent and turn away. And turn away from evil. Turn away from wickedness. Repent. So, the cat could not jump out of the hot pot because his legs and ankles were injured. This cat should have been cooking. That is also interpreted as this cat should have been looking. Okay? This cat should have been looking. He should have been looking. He should have been looking where he was going, but he was too high with the drugs that his enemy supplied. And I heard a song when I was putting these notes together. Smiling in your face all the time, they want to take your place. Backstabbers, backstabbers. That's the song I heard. So this cat couldn't jump out of the pot because he was too broken up. And in like manner, this cat cannot jump out of the plot. Okay? He can't jump out of this plot. He's too broken. He needs help. He needs to be rescued. He needs God. He needs our prayers. Okay? Now I'm going to talk about how seeing the cat as he kept holding his head down in the pot. I kept seeing the cat hold his head down in the pot of hot water. And he was holding it down and lifting it up, holding it down and lifting it up. So I thought that the cat was trying to eat the broken pieces of Franks that were cooking in the pot with him. Okay. In the second cat dream that I had, I saw the cat eating something that I thought was candy. And this being interpreted as he was either eating or consuming something that could potentially kill him. And I'm going to discuss a little bit more about that in my second dream as it relates to the visual, to this picture that you all are looking at. So yeah, this is interpreted as with him eating something that seemed like candy to me. That's what it appeared to be, but I wasn't sure. But the word candy was given to me. If you look at the word candy, it means can die. So he was eating, or either he was consuming something that could potentially kill him. Although I was wondering if the cat was eating the broken pieces of Franks in the pot, I don't remember actually seeing his mouth making any chewing motions as if he was chewing or eating something. So the cat could also have been holding his head up and down in the pot to motion that his legs and ankles were injured. He could have been trying to motion, with his head. The cat could also have been holding his head down because he may have been licking his wounds, as some cats do this. Keep in mind, I had this dream on Monday morning, February 22nd, and that was the day before Tiger's accident. As I kept seeing the cat dipping his head down in the pot, my mind wasn't really thinking that he was drinking the hot water that was in the pot. And I think I mentioned that when I first read the dream. I've seen cats over the years holding their heads down to lick their paws because that's how they take baths. And being that this cat is sitting in a pot of hot water, having his life slowly cooked out of him, I was reminded of Whitney and her bath. That's what I was reminded of. Okay. All right. So I want to say that all of the people in the scenes of my dream are a part of the scheme to capture the cat in the pot in a deadly plot. This cat was captured. Now, the title reads, Captured, Bow, Meow. Bow, meow means that the cat is being commanded to bow to someone or something. But the title also reads, Captured, Bo, meow. This means someone captured Bo's cat. Do y'all know who Bo is? Bo and Bow is the same person. These are the enemy's games. Now, the second scene of this dream, I'm going to discuss the interpretation of that. Now, I saw a man named Willie sitting on top of something, and it seems like whatever he was sitting on was in the same area where I had seen the cat sitting in the hot pot. When I awoke from the dream, I could not make out what I saw Willie sitting on top of. So I was thinking, was that a stove that he was sitting on? Once the Lord started opening up the dream to me, he caused me to know that Willie was sitting on top of a kitchen island. Some kitchen islands are also called kitchen carts. If it has wheels on it, or if it rolls, it's called a kitchen cart or a kitchen island. The kitchen cart in my dream is being interpreted as a golf cart. It's being interpreted as a golf cart. My interpretations of dreams and visions comes from the Most High God. Okay? Kitchen island is also being interpreted as a witch in island. A witch in island. Also interpreted as a witch in Islam. The place that they lured Tiger to sort of reminds, or it sort of resembles an island, although it is not. Okay, it's not an island, it's an oceanfront resort. But it kind of almost resembles an island if that body of water had completely circled it. So back to the kitchen cart. This is what I saw the child-sized girl leaning on in my dream. Again, the kitchen cart is symbolic of the golf cart. So the girl in my dream was leaning on a golf cart, but in my dream she was standing next to Willie. She was standing next to Willie. The fact that she was leaning means that whoever this girl is in my dream, she is a very lean and thin person. So who was the girl child in my dream? She's a grown woman. Why did this woman appear as a child in my dream? Because of her size, build, and height. This woman is short with a small build that puts you in mind of a child-size person. The true identity of the woman in my dream is symbolic of my daughter's favorite color. My daughter's favorite color is pink. Get it? Pink. Get it? All right. In my dream, when I first saw this girl, who is actually a woman, when I saw her leaning on the cart where Willie was sitting, I grabbed her face. My hand was placed under her chin, and I said to her, "It looks like your face is breaking out again." Now, I know I read that when I read the dream, but now I'm going to give y'all the interpretation. This is to be interpreted. Now, y'all listen carefully. It looks like your face is breaking out again. That is to be interpreted. It looks like your ace, A-C-E. It looks like your ace is freaking out again. Meaning her ace in the hole was freaking out again. I wonder if the ace included a spade though. I don't know. Did that ace include a spade? Ace is a golf term. All right, it's a golf term. It's defined as a hole in one, hitting the ball into the hole in one stroke. In this dream, the ace in the hole is also symbolic of a person who is in a dark place. Now I'm going to give you the dictionary definition of an ace in the hole. It is an advantage or a resource kept back until the proper opportunity presents itself. An advantage or a resource kept back until the proper opportunity presents itself. The proper opportunity had presented itself for the goat crew to catch a tiger. The ace in the hole who was freaking out again. That's Tiger. He was in a whole lot of trouble, trapped in a plot. All right, so next, I moved the girl over from the spot next to Willie, where she had been leaning, and my eyes were open to the fact that she was now standing by. Once I moved her, she was standing by. I saw that she was standing by a rag in a pot. Now, I couldn't find a good picture of how the rag in the pot appeared in my dream, but that was the best that I could find, and I actually don't like that picture. So this girl is now standing by a rag in the pot. The rag in the pot was a very dark colored rag, and I wondered, why is this rag here? Is this Willie's rag? Since he was sitting near. Yes, I saw in the dream that this was Willie's dark rag sitting in the pot, helping with the plot. Once I awoke from the dream, I knew that the woman had something to do with the dark rag in the pot that she was standing by, but I didn't know what their connection was at first. Okay, so again, I'm going to remind you all, this dream was given to me from the Lord Monday morning, February 22nd, before Tiger's accident. So, the Lord Yahweh later revealed to me that the woman and the rag were a part of the same tag team scheme to get the cat in the pot thrice caught. All right, let me say that again. The Lord revealed to me that the woman and the rag were a part of the same tag team scheme to get the cat in the pot thrice caught in a plot. They were in it together. This cat was captured. Now, if you all are wondering why I have this photo there, as I said, I don't like the picture of the rag in the pot that I found. It wasn't a dark color like the rag in my dream. And this cat is a substitute. And to put a face to the rag in the pot, I have this picture, all right? I have this picture of this black cat right here. When you see that, that is the same as the dark rag that was in the pot in my dream, okay? Now, as I said, this cat was captured. Talking about that cat right there. And the master of the plot said to the cat in the pot, "Bow, man. Bow, meow." Okay. Now, I'm going to tell y'all about, as I said, the dark rag. The dark rag. Now, I later found out that the rag is a drag. Add Q. Another name for this rag is a bra. I'm not going to even get into why the Lord, well, I'm not going to get into it. I should tell y'all. But in dreams and visions, whenever the Lord shows me the word bra as it relates to a man, it means that this man's masculinity and sexuality has been compromised. It means there's something going on with him being more feminine than masculine. Okay? as far as his sexual preferences. That's what a bra is, okay? So now this dark rag in the pot, those are the same two. Now this dark rag in the pot is a part of the plot. Now I'm going to tell y'all a little story about a dark rag. I'm going to tell y'all about the day when Rage went out to see a tiger. When Rage goes out to see a tiger, that is the color orange. And I think I'm going to touch on that in my next message. Okay? Now, a rag was in a plot. He had to make a stop. He went out on a mission for his master's kitchen. The pot was already hot, but the cat hadn't been caught. So Rag went to see a tiger, and none could be the wiser. Now, this Rag was too drag in bragging about a goat, and Tiger, higher than a geyser, was on a slippery slope. Rag said it was dope. Y'all check out these pictures. Look at Tiger. Do y'all know what y'all looking at? I heard this song in my spirit just now, and I know I'm taking a long time with this video. Now take a good look at my face. You see my smile looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. Did y'all hear that? Take a good look at my face. You'll see my smile looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. Oh, take a good look at his face. You'll see his smile looks out of place. And Tiger, higher than a geyser, was on a slippery slope, but Rag said it was dope. Now, when the Rag thought he had completed the plot, he put a brag and a tag in a public spot. He thought the cat was done, thought he'd hit a home run. They expected Tiger to die, 'cause they knew he was driving high. My. They left him hung dry, but to everyone's surprise, Tiger made it out alive. And once again, the master of the plot said to the cat in the pot, "Bow, man. Bow, Meow." Do y'all see this black cat right here? He's in the pot because he's part of the plot. He's sneaky. He's deadly. He's part of the goat crew. And he'd like to take cat naps too. Now for the next scene, in the dream, now this scene is about nakedness. When I read the dream to y'all, came across the word nakedness, I told y'all to calm down. Let me help y'all with some things about seeing nakedness in a dream. And I cannot explain every detail, but I'm going to explain a little bit. So in the dream, I was walking down some stairs and I was naked. And again, I'm not trying to be inappropriate. This could have different meanings depending on the context of the dream. Number one, it means something being revealed to me. Okay, when in my dreams, this is how God deals with me. A lot of times if I'm the person that's naked, which is, I don't have that many dreams with me being like that, but the few I have, it means that God is going to reveal something to me, the person who's naked, okay? Number 2, something about the people in the dream with me is being revealed or exposed. Okay, that's another meaning when sometimes the Lord is showing me myself in, let's use the word birthday suit. Okay, I don't like talking about me being naked either. Okay, so something about the people in the dream with me is being revealed or exposed. Number 4. No, how did I get to number 4? Number 3. I have these things numbered wrong. Me seeing someone else's nakedness means, now sometimes God will show me someone else's nakedness. Now, and that means something secretive, sinful, or sexual about the person is being exposed to me, and also open exposure is coming to the person as well. Okay, next. Dream. I had a dream once that I was walking among people and I was wearing something very sheer and see-through in my dream. Okay. And so what that meant at that time, and God has shown me that more than once. I'm like walking around people and I'm waking up and I'm like, Lord, why did I have on something see-through? And that means that the person that you are around in the dream, it means that they know that you can see through them. Now that's how the Lord deals with me. Someone else's dreams with nudity and nakedness may be a little bit different. Okay, so moving on. So now I'm at the 4th scene of the dream. So I was headed back toward the stairs and I was calling out, Willie! Now let's discuss the interpretation. Number 1, Willie is a name. And that's a fact. Another fact is there was someone in my dream named Willie who was sitting on top of a kitchen island or a kitchen cart. Again, kitchen cart is interpreted here as a golf cart. So this person named Willie was part of the plot. Whoever Willie is, or whoever he was, Willie sitting on top of the island or the cart could mean that he is the head of the plot. He could be the top person, the head of the team. It could mean that he's the head organizer. He could be the person put in control of the plot. He could be the overseer, but secretly working behind the scenes. All right. Number 2, the name Willie is interpreted as a sick lie was told about what really happened to Tiger at that resort. A sick lie was told about what really happened to Tiger at that resort. Not the part that they showed on TV. Not the part that they wanted you to see. But the part you could not see. Not just the day of the crash, but the days leading up to the crash. A sick lie was told about what really happened to Tiger. Willie also means will lie. That could be referring to a person named Will who lied. It can mean people will lie. It could mean doctor lied. Okay? A doctor is almost always somewhere in the mix when it's time to fix a plot like this. Michael, Whitney, possibly Prince. God didn't really deal with me about Prince unless it was a dream I overlooked. Okay? Michael, Whitney, possibly Prince, and Tiger. I can't even name them all, okay? So yes, there are those who will lie, and some have already lied about this setup. But Willie was definitely a real person being called out in my dream. Now I'm near the end. Speaking of calling out, God wants me to give a warning to the false prophets before I end this video. Y'all keep right on playing with God. Keep right on playing with God. I already got y'all mail. I just didn't open it yet. So, you've been listening to Captured. Bow, Meow. This is the enemy's plot. Go take a look at that slow cooker crock pot. Take a good look and see what you find. The enemy says bow, but the remnant will not bow to bow. We not going down like that. So, as I said, I'm going to come back and try to share more of the interpretation from the second dream about the cat. But right now I'm going to have to end this, and yeah, so I'm just going to click through some of these pictures that I wanted to show very briefly and see if I wanted to touch on anything. Okay, let's see here. So I'm at the end. This is the conclusion. I'm just going through a few photos to see if I wanted to mention anything here. Yeah, I did look up some stuff about Nike to see what Nike's relationship is with Tiger. And apparently Tiger still has... I'm so sleepy, I don't know what you call it. Apparently Tiger is still dealing with Nike, and you know, they're still working together because he's still wearing Nike's apparel. Okay, so I was interested about that, whether or not him and Nike still had a deal. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I don't know what's in there that I wanted to touch on. Just some information. That is the accident again, the car. Okay, I thought it was interesting also. I think I wanted to point this out. The Hyundai Genesis logo is easily recognized by its two wings. Situated between the wings is a black hexagonal shield that showcases the word Genesis. The presence of wings in the logo's design represents speed. Okay, speed. And somehow he was, you know, in a hurry. Someone decided to make sure that he was held up. Okay, so here we go. That's that vehicle. All right, so I really appreciate you all listening to this, and be prayerful. And I want to say again, please keep Tiger in your prayers. Okay? Keep him in your prayers. Intercede on his behalf. If God gave me these two dreams and wouldn't let me walk away from them, that means God cares. God is concerned. Okay? He means something to God. And I could say more about that, but I don't have time to get into it. So obviously, if it's on the mind of God, it's something that we need to pray. This is something God chose to expose. And A lot of times things are exposed about these people after they're dead and gone. And so God sent me these two dreams, February 22nd and 23rd, but I had no idea that it was going to lead to this. I didn't have a clue what the talking cat in my dream was. I didn't know why I saw a cat sitting in a crock pot. And so, yes, God is exposing the enemy's plans, the enemy's plot to destroy this person's life. Let's keep him in prayer. And you guys have a blessed Sunday morning, a blessed Sunday on today.